Okay, you can hear me in the jail. Can you hear me in the jail? Okay. I'm going to start with Cavaris Brown. This is the state of Michigan versus Cavaris Brown, 25-02233. Are you Cavaris Brown?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, Mr. Brown, counsel, cover your appearance for the record.
Thank you, Your Honor. Jonathan Foreman, Office of Public Defender, here with Mr. Brown, who's appearing separately from the Lansing Police Department lockup.
Okay, Mr. Brown, you're here today for a arraignment on a felony matter. I have here a felony complaint that alleges that on or about July 29th, 2024, at the area of 1716 Holly Way, which is in the city of Lansing, Ingham County, state of Michigan, that you allegedly in count 1 committed the act of controlled substance, possession of methamphetamine or ecstasy, and that you did knowingly or intentionally possess methamphetamine, and this is contrary to Michigan Compile Law 333.74032BI. Count 1 is a felony. The maximum penalty is 10 years in prison and or $15,000. Do you understand the charge and the maximum penalty, sir?
Yes, Your Honor.
You have the right to remain silent. Anything that you say, anything you put in writing can be used against you. You have the right to be represented by counsel. You are represented today by Mr. Foreman from the Office of the Public Defender, only for your arraignment, but you have the right to have an attorney to represent you at all of your court appearances, and the right to have an attorney represent you if you are questioned by law enforcement. If you cannot afford to hire an attorney can be appointed at the expense of the public. Do you understand that?
Yes, Your Honor.
You have the right to proceed to a preliminary examination in this matter within 21 days of today's date, the date that we're arraigning you. You have the right to, at the time of the preliminary examination, have the prosecutor establish on the record whether or not there's sufficient probable cause that a felony was committed and probable cause sufficient to charge you as the person who committed the felony. You have the right to proceed to a trial, and you have the right to jury trial. You have the right to the presumption of innocence, so you're innocent until proven guilty. You have the right to maintain your innocence and require the prosecutor prove each element of the charges being brought against you beyond a reasonable doubt. You have the right to see, hear, or question any of the witnesses called to testify against you, the right to subpoena witnesses that can testify on your behalf, the right to submit defenses to the alleged charge, and the right to remain silent and not have that used against you. You also have the right to be considered for pretrial release from custody. We'll address your bond in just a moment. Is he requesting the public defender's office to represent him?
He is.
The court will enter a plea of not guilty on your behalf. I do not have a probable cause conference or a exam date at this time for some reason. What is your address, sir?
1217 Mary Avenue.
Okay, so then you would have received a summons for this to appear, because that's the address the summons was sent to, and it says that you failed to appear.
It was sent to that address. That's my that's where I get my mail at. That's my stepmom's house. So she probably just didn't give it to me. I'm sorry.
Oh, so when I asked you what your address was, you gave me someone else's address.
Yes, ma'am. That's where I get my mail at.
Apparently not. Where do you live?
because I live with a female and I don't, my mail will get to me if it goes in my mom's house, is why I said that.
So you didn't get your summons, and guess what? Your next court date's gonna go to that address. How am I supposed to be ensured that you're gonna get that next court date?
Because I'm aware of it. This happened the year after I was.
I don't want you to say anything about the case, Mr. Brown, and I don't,
Okay.
so.
Okay.
Whose address is 1311 Mary Ave?
1311 is Raquel Mowbray.
Is that where you live?
Yeah. I mean, yes, Your Honor.
And then your mom lives at 1217 Mary,
Yes, Your Honor.
apartment 6?
Yes, Your Honor.
What's your phone number?
517-507-9112.
If the court's entering a plea of not guilty on your behalf, you'll get notice of your next court date in the mail. And you should expect your next court date, which would be a probable cause conference, to be relatively soon. Let me see who drew this case. And it's supposed to be before Judge Ward, okay?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, let's see. Are you employed?
Yes, Your Honor.
Where?
I work at Dusty's Wine Cellar in Okemos, Michigan.
Are you on probation or on parole?
No, Your Honor.
Were you on probation in 2024?
2024, I got off. Yes, ma'am. Yes. 2024, I was on parole.
Okay. Counsel, you can address bond.
Thank you, Your Honor. I had the opportunity to speak with him this morning. He informed me that he did inform me of that what he just informed the court. But he has lived in Lansing for his whole life, and he has family in the area. He's employed locally as well. These are nonviolent allegations, and now that he'll have representation from my office, the court can be assured that we'll be in good contact with him to the extent possible ahead of any court date, so he'll be aware of those court dates. So we would request a personal bond in this matter, given those factors.
Okay, so yeah, this makes sense. This allegedly occurred during a search while taken into custody on a parole violation. So I guess there was some time lapse between the arrest and the lab report allegedly.
Yes, it was a year.
Got it. Okay. Let's see here. A bond in this matter set at 1,500 personal recognizance. You're not to use, purchase, or possess any drugs or alcohol. You're not to possess a firearm, ammunition, or weapon of any kind. You're not to travel outside the state without prior approval of the court. You must report to all of your future court dates, and you must report to pretrial services within 48 hours of your release from custody. Okay?
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
You need to make contact with either the court or your attorney within the next 3 days to confirm your court date, okay?
Yes, Your Honor.
You have any questions at this time?
No, Your Honor.
Any additional matters for the record, counsel?
No, Judge, thank you.
Thank you, sir. You're all set. State of Michigan versus Ary Green in 25-02732 and 25-01600. Appearance, please.
Thank you, Your Honor. Jonathan Foreman, Office of the Public Defender, here on behalf of my client, who's appearing separately from the Lansing Police Department lockup.
You're Ary Green.
Yes, I am.
Okay, Mr. Green, I have 2 files for you here. Both of them are assigned to me. I don't recognize you though, because you never come to court. Looks
Yeah,
like you were supposed to be in court on the 15th for a plea on both files. You failed to appear. Looks like you were supposed to be in court on December 1st and failed to appear. And this was after failing to appear in November 3rd, it looks like. Well, actually, I think in November 3rd, you were in Isabella County, so we reset it. So there was a couple of failure to appears. It looks like you failed to appear on the breaking and entering without owner's permission back in June as well. What's going on, sir?
I just been dealing with a lot.
Judge, he informed me that he couldn't get a ride to court back in November, or back in December when he had that court date, and that his phone had been stolen, so he couldn't contact the court or his attorney. So I think that might explain some of those failures to appear, at least.
Well, okay, you can't get a ride, you don't have a working phone, and then you don't turn yourself in later or try to get a reset later. Is that what he told you?
That's my information, yes, Judge.
What's your address, sir?
1918 Northeast Street, 48906, Lansing, Michigan.
So you want me to believe that you didn't come to court because you didn't have a ride when it's a 30-minute walk or 6 minutes on the bus?
Yes, I did.
Oh, okay. You can address bonds, counsel.
Thank you, Your Honor. He's been able to provide an address, a local address, and he understands now the importance of ensuring that he's in contact with his attorney if anything goes wrong, but also he understands the importance of coming to court. So we would request a personal bond on these matters.
He's not eligible for a personal bond, and this is the same address that he's had the entire time, so none of those things make me believe that he's now an understanding that he needs to appear in court when he could have been on the bus and got here in 6 minutes, or he could have taken a 30-minute walk to get to court because he has 2 pending cases. So personal recognizance bond would not be appropriate because he does not return to court on his own recognizance. Bond in file number 25-01600 will be 2,500 cash surety. A bond in 25-02732 will be 2,500 cash surety. And now we can see him for his next court date, which looks like he's scheduled for jury trial on the 13th next week. So we'll see you next week.
Okay.
Any additional matters for the record?
No, Your Honor, thank you.
Thank you, you're all set.
Goes back to. How am I going to go? Huh? Am I going to?
That's all we have.
Thank you, Judge.